In 1973, Dolly Parton made a bold decision to say no to Elvis Presley. Nearly 2 decades later, Whitney Houston's rendition of her song topped charts for 14 weeks, and by 2023, Dolly's net worth soared to $650 million. This is the story of how one daring choice forever changed the course of music history, proving that sometimes the hardest decisions lead to the greatest rewards. The birth of a classic. In 1973, a 27-year-old Dolly Parton wrote a song that would become one of the most successful and enduring ballads in music history. I Will Always Love You was born as a bittersweet farewell to her professional partner and mentor, Porter Wagoner. Parton had joined Wagoner's television show in 1967, launching her into the country music spotlight. After 7 years, she felt it was time to pursue a solo career, a decision that created tension between them. Parton channeled her complex emotions into lyrics, creating a deeply personal tribute to Wagoner and their time together. The song debuted on her album Jolene in 1974 to immediate acclaim, quickly climbing the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart and reaching #1 in June of that year. During her early career, Parton's songwriting prowess was evident. She often composed on set between takes, jotting down lyrics on whatever was at hand. While I Will Always Love You performed well on the country charts, few could have predicted its eventual iconic status. The song's simple yet powerful lyrics, coupled with Parton's distinctive voice, resonated with listeners. In a pivotal decision, Parton retained full publishing rights to the song, which wasn't standard practice in the 1970s music industry. This foresight in maintaining control over her work would have far-reaching consequences. As news of the song's success spread, it caught the attention of Elvis Presley. The king of rock and roll expressed interest in recording his own version, a prospect that both thrilled and challenged Parton. This interest would lead to a career-defining moment that would test her resolve and shape her future in unexpected ways. The King's Gambit. In 1974, Elvis Presley set his sights on Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You. For a young songwriter like Parton, having Elvis cover her work could have been a career-defining moment. However, this opportunity came with a significant catch. Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's manager, demanded 50% of the publishing rights as a condition for Elvis to record the song. The financial implications of such a decision were immense. Publishing rights determine who receives royalties when a song is performed, recorded, or used in various media. By giving up half of these rights, a songwriter could potentially lose millions in future earnings. Parton found herself at a crossroads. The immediate benefits of having Elvis record her song were clear: increased exposure, potential chart success, and the prestige of being covered by music royalty. Yet the long-term costs of surrendering half of her publishing rights were equally apparent. In a move that surprised many, Parton refused to give up her publishing rights. She later reflected on this decision, saying, "I wanted to hear Elvis sing it, and it broke my heart. But I had to keep that copyright in my pocket. You have to take care of your business." Parton's choice was bold and unconventional for its time. She prioritized long-term ownership and control over short-term gain and fame. This decision not only preserved her full rights to I Will Always Love You, but also set a precedent that would influence future negotiations between artists and industry powerhouses. As news of Parton's refusal spread through Nashville and beyond, it sparked discussions about artists' rights and the value of creative ownership. The immediate aftermath of this decision would test Parton's resolve and shape the trajectory of her career in ways she couldn't have anticipated. The price of saying no to the king: $35,000. That's how much Dolly Parton potentially left on the table by turning down Elvis. In 1974, Parton made a decision that would shape her career and the music industry for decades to come. The immediate financial impact was significant. Turning down Elvis meant forfeiting the substantial boost in exposure and record sales that would have come from his cover. However, Parton's focus remained on long-term ownership. By retaining full publishing rights, Parton secured long-term financial benefits, a rare move for artists in the 1970s. Parton herself acknowledged the emotional toll of her choice, stating, "I cried all night after turning down Elvis's offer." The perceived risk was substantial, as the music industry operated on established norms, and challenging these norms could lead to being overlooked for future opportunities. Despite the immediate challenges, Parton's decision laid the groundwork for a new paradigm in artist rights. By prioritizing artistic control and legacy over short-term gain, she set a precedent that would influence future generations of musicians. Her stance emphasized the importance of creators maintaining ownership of their work, a concept that would gain increasing traction in the decades to come. As the dust settled, the music industry began to take notice of Parton's business savvy. Her choice to retain full publishing rights to "I Will Always Love You" would prove to be a masterstroke, setting the stage for unforeseen opportunities and financial windfalls in the years to come. The true value of Parton's foresight would only become apparent as the song embarked on its remarkable journey through the annals of music history. A song's second life. 20 years after Parton's fateful decision, her song was about to find an entirely new audience through an unexpected transformation. In 1992, Whitney Houston was set to make her acting debut in The Bodyguard alongside Kevin Costner. Initially, the film's soundtrack planned to feature Jimmy Ruffin's "What Becomes of the Broken-Hearted" as its centerpiece. However, Costner, a longtime fan of Dolly Parton's work, suggested "I Will Always Love You" as a better fit for the movie's emotional climax. Producer David Foster reimagined the song as a powerful pop ballad, showcasing Houston's extraordinary vocal range. The most notable change was the a cappella opening, which became one of the most recognizable intros in pop music history. Parton, unaware of these developments, first heard Houston's rendition on her car radio. She later recounted, "I had to pull over. It was the most overwhelming feeling." Upon its release, Houston's version of "I Will Always Love You" resonated with audiences worldwide. The song debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, holding that position for an unprecedented 14 weeks. In the UK, it dominated the charts for 10 weeks, cementing its status as a global phenomenon. The Recording Industry Association of America certified the single diamond, recognizing sales of over 10 million units in the US alone. As "I Will Always Love You" climbed the charts and shattered records, it became clear that this pop culture juggernaut was set to generate substantial royalties. The commercial triumph of Houston's version not only revitalized interest in Parton's original recording, but also opened up new opportunities for the song in various media. As the dust settled on its chart-topping run, the music industry turned its attention to the financial implications of this unexpected resurgence, particularly for the woman who had crafted those enduring lyrics 2 decades earlier. The payoff: Dolly's windfall. In 1992, Whitney Houston's version of "I Will Always Love You" dominated the Billboard Hot 100 for 14 weeks, becoming the best-selling single by a female artist in music history. This unprecedented success translated into an extraordinary financial windfall for Dolly Parton, the song's original writer and copyright holder. As the sole owner of the publishing rights, Parton was entitled to receive a substantial portion of the earnings generated by Houston's cover. Industry experts estimate that Parton earned approximately $10 million in royalties from Houston's version during the 1990s alone. Over time, her earnings from the song have grown to over $20 million, with new revenue streams emerging through streaming platforms and digital downloads. This consistent income has played a significant role in building Parton's substantial net worth, estimated at $650 million as of 2023. Today, Parton's entire song catalog, including "I Will Always Love You," is valued at over $150 million. The success enabled Parton to invest in various ventures, including her Dollywood theme park and numerous philanthropic efforts. In a poignant tribute to Whitney Houston, Parton used some of the royalties to invest in a black neighborhood in Nashville, demonstrating how artistic ownership can fuel positive social change. changing the game. The Copyright Act of 1976 introduced termination rights, altering the power dynamics between artists and labels. This change, along with Dolly Parton's prescient decision to retain full publishing rights to I Will Always Love You in 1974, set the stage for a significant shift in the music industry. As news of Parton's success spread, the landscape of music publishing rights began to evolve. By the 1980s and 1990s, co-publishing agreements became more common, allowing songwriters to retain their writer's share and split the publisher's share with the publishing company. This trend towards artist ownership continued into the digital age. The Music Modernization Act of 2018 marked a milestone in this evolution, updating copyright laws to reflect the digital and streaming music landscape. This legislation ensures fair royalty payments to songwriters and publishers, building on the foundation laid by artists like Parton, who championed creative ownership. Parton's influence extends to modern artists. In 2019, Taylor Swift announced her plan to re-record her early albums to regain control over her master recordings, echoing Parton's emphasis on long-term ownership and control. The impact on contract negotiations in the music industry has been substantial. Artists and their representatives now push for more favorable terms, armed with examples of success like Parton's. As one industry expert noted, Parton's decision has led to a broader movement towards artist empowerment in the music industry. Dolly Parton's role as a pioneer in artist empowerment has had lasting effects. Her business decisions helped reshape the industry, encouraging a new generation of artists to value and protect their creative works. This legacy of foresight continues to shape the music business, proving that sometimes the most impactful decisions are made behind the scenes. The cultural impact. From a country hit to a global phenomenon, I Will Always Love You transcended genres and generations. Its prominent feature in The Bodyguard solidified its status as a cultural touchstone, while its emotional depth made it a staple in talent shows and tributes worldwide. The song's journey represents more than just commercial success. It demonstrates how maintaining creative control can lead to transformative opportunities. Parton's business acumen in retaining her publishing rights became a model for artist empowerment, frequently cited by industry professionals. As one former lawyer noted, "If you don't trust me, maybe you'll listen to Dolly Parton." She turned down Elvis himself when he asked to walk away with half her rights. Parton's investment in the Nashville community using the song's royalties exemplifies how artistic ownership can create lasting social impact, extending the song's influence far beyond the entertainment industry. Dolly Parton's 1974 decision to retain full publishing rights for I Will Always Love You stands as a masterclass in long-term business strategy. This choice not only secured her financial future, but also established a new paradigm for artists' rights in the music industry. The impact of her decision continues to influence modern artists' approach to creative ownership and contract negotiations. From Taylor Swift's album re-recordings to the Music Modernization Act of 2018, Parton's strategic thinking helped reshape how the music industry values artistic control. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the most impactful business decisions are those that prioritize long-term vision over short-term gain, a lesson that continues to resonate across generations of musicians and entrepreneurs.